Okay, let's wait a few minutes more. We're also expecting Manses, with which he should be able to make the recording.
Yeah, I'm just working. I have everything set up on my Linux PC, but I'm not. I don't have Unreal on my Linux. It's on my Windows.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry it's taken so long to get set up, guys. We had a had a lot going on before we started. We just kind of jumped in here last minute.
I'm in vacation. I have time.
I feel like I need one of those too.
Just in case, I'll try to set up OBS as well.
Yeah, mine. If you could just record the whole session, that'd be great. That way, we know for sure we'll have a
Yeah, I'll try
full
this.
session.
Let me try this time to make some settings.
If it's an audio issue, we can dub out the audio that has reverb in it, and then just sync up one from another recording later, post in post
Ah,
stuff.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
recording as well if needed.
okay, that's great. Let me try to fix some settings here, so we're
You,
both at the same sound level.
you would think we'd have this dialed in by now, but we've been
Yeah.
doing this for what, a month and a half now, and we still haven't got a master.
Well, yeah, I guess not much time to prepare for the streaming stuff.
Yeah, if you don't have it set up on the computer, then it takes some time to set it up. Indeed.
Okay, well, if I do this. Alright, let me try to make a test recording here and see how this goes. Alright, mic check, please, Kinetic, go ahead and say something.
Sounds good. Start recording.
Okay, let me check that and I'll be right back.
I'm not even sure if Manchez got any sleep last night either. I'm pretty sure he stayed up all night. But he has some good surprises for everybody. You guys will be excited to see that.
Okay, I think it's about right, but in general, like, my sound is very low. But I guess we can edit that later. We won't have any ear bleeds or something like that.
That's what the volume button's for.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Oh yeah, that's the guy we just needed.
We were just talking about you. Were your ears ringing?
My spidey sense.
So you're gonna do the recording?
Yeah, I'm opening up OBS right now.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, as you guys can tell, we don't put a lot of time into all the technical aspects of doing streams and recording. Our resources are fully engulfed with developing this product. So I guess eventually we can have like a media team that manages all this for us, but we're kind of just haphazardly throwing it together as we go. It's just how we roll.
We're just jack of all trades.
Master of none. I think I'm streaming. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. I just got
Yeah.
my editor open. Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah, I
Guess
can see you.
Okay. I don't have my scalability up high because I'd like to have a reasonable amount of
Frames in display.
yeah, I want to be able to actually work. If I throw it on like epic mode, then it's like I get like maybe 5 frames per second. That's how I took all those screenshots last night too. I put it on epic mode and just kind of walked around a bit,
Pure anime
really,
experience.
really slowly.
Yeah, those looked incredible.
Yeah, this is the same scene, believe it or not. It's just all
Yeah.
the shading is kind of looks like a Nintendo 64 version.
Can you? Is there gonna be ability to turn volumetrics on and off?
It's going to be built into the weather system, and it's dynamic based on Hong Kong weather. So I don't
Nice.
know if that's something that Orc can override and give you the
Uh,
ability to change or not.
I don't know if they change based on the scalability settings. If you place someone low, right? For example, if you place, I think in post process under medium the settings there, it transfers from lumen to screen space. So if volumetrics are somewhere there, maybe in the same setting,
Hmm.
probably if you place it like in medium or low, you won't have volumetrics. There were some settings in the test version that you can switch some basic settings from low, high, and stuff like that. And I think like the general thing it changes uh, everything, like the whole settings from the scalability. So it might
Yeah,
be enough.
it's more of a global thing. That's right. That's kind of what I was thinking too. It's just a matter of getting those presets to work well. And that being said, like the fog and the volumetric fog it adds such an awesome effect to the depth of the scene. But the light interaction is another thing too, right? We have all the lights set to static right now, just for mostly for performance reasons. Um, so it's not like I can change how well the lights interact with the fog. So some of them kind of blow out. Yeah, I don't know. We're still trying to work the best method for getting the performance matched or balanced with the gameplay quality. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, I think it's a good time to start kicking it off. I just wanted to focus a little bit on how the advertisement system is going to work. We
Yeah,
have
before that, let's just confirm that Montes started the stream. So
Yeah, I started recording. I just had to test make sure my levels weren't too high. I could hear myself breathing into the mic.
Okay,
little
great. So I guess we're ready to start.
ASMR going on.
All right. Yep,
Um,
we're recording.
the idea behind having the billboards and the ad space available inside our game is to give not only other projects the ability to showcase their work, but also so that we can potentially generate alternative sources of revenue. Um, I'm not going to drop the alpha. That's not my job, but
That's
we
Poppy's job.
have Web 2 companies that are already actively engaging us for ad space inside this game. And we haven't even got the game out. So that's if that doesn't get you hyped on what we have potentially coming, I don't know what will. And I'm not talking about this one here. I'm talking about other big Web 2 names that we've yet to release. So that's kind of something I've been putting a lot of my own time in, trying to master and get down to the point where it's easy to integrate on a moment's notice. So if we have someone or a client come to us say, "Hey, I need this done. Can you throw this in a high volume area or a high traffic area?" I'm like, "Yep, click, click, click," and it's done. So getting that system implemented is something I'm managing. This is just a few of the billboard styles that we have already. Some of these I've built over the span of the last couple of months, and some of them we've just pulled from marketplaces. But for the most part, we're using custom in-house billboards. I have the ability to use GIF animations within these billboards, and they can also transition. They can change dynamically, and as you'll see in the first release that's coming out, hopefully really soon, you'll be glad to know that there are a multitude of varieties. There are a lot of different ads and displays inside the Yakuverse to add like a dynamic feel and bring some life to the environment.
Yeah, they have some nice transitions too, like changing. It's really great.
Yeah, so we can make it so they fade in certain ways. I'll use this one as an example. They play at runtime, and you can't see it in the editor right now.
Yep.
But during runtime, they'll transition somewhat like this, and we can change how they transition, how fast they transition, how long they
Look for them in my
displayed
email.
for. Someone needs to mute their mic if you don't mind. I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also like different effects for the transitions.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
what you're saying?
Yes, transition effects are also something that we can implement into here. So, say if I wanted to do more of a masked transition, it would look more like this, where it transits based on a pre-selected mask texture, like this.
In general, this look really nice once you see it like in real time when you play.
Absolutely.
It gets a great effect.
Yeah, this editor view doesn't give it justice. It's really just for previewing purposes and working in the scene. It's something that I'm really proud of being able to implement, because I think it's going to bring a lot of value to what we plan on providing as a product.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you guys noticed, there were a few stuff that we added that weren't there in the previous version, such as the Ferris wheel, which is behind right now the camera.
Yeah,
And
so
the
there's
sushi restaurant.
Yay!
there's a few things that are missing here. There's no way to ride the wheel.
You can that's when you play, I guess those things appear.
Yeah,
Just running it like a hamster.
they populate during runtime. So as I'm in the editor right now, you won't see any of it. But
Yeah,
once you hit
it
play,
also rotates, yeah, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite the feature that mine put some painstaking hours into building for us. I'm really excited to see that work.
Yeah, I was even searching like previously for making the animation to Telork, like I was searching for specs of Ferris wheels like in real life. Oh god. I had to do the calculations.
Oh,
With the
real
exact amount
math. Oh no.
Yeah, because it was slow. Because those things, the ones that I found, they move like 0.22 meters per second.
Jeez.
So I had to calculate like the perimeter and stuff like that, and see how much it would rotate in a minute, and stuff like that.
Join us on our next episode of Math with Mine.
Does it give people time to like get on and off of it? Like, you know how it stops sometimes?
For now, I think no.
Okay.
It will just rotate, I guess. At least that's what I know. If our command just implement something pretty fast, who knows? We'll see. It will be a surprise.
So yeah, in addition to having a multitude of different signage that we can apply, we're going to make an attempt to make it so that we have a master folder, so that as new clients and new customers come to us asking to advertise within the Yakuverse, we can do it externally and basically treat the digital content almost like the NFTs, where they're attached to like a wallet system. So we don't have to push them into the game and then force everyone to download the new updates every time there's a change in advertisements. This way it's done dynamically and inside the released product. Really excited about that.
Yeah, it would feel also very natural. Like you'd get this instant real life sort of thing updates for the ads, which I'd say it will improve the whole feeling of the billboards.
Yeah, it's proving to be a bit of a challenge, making it so that these don't look like they're just being shoved in your face. We don't want it that to be like the kind of feeling you get when you're inside our game. We don't want to make it feel like we're just forcing you to look at ads. It's still got to be as natural as possible without being overwhelming, and that again kind of falls on the environment artist design, making sure that they're attractive for potential business um, to want to advertise, and the placement of it as well, but still add the value of that overall feeling of that cyberpunk metaverse that we're trying to achieve. And if you guys have played Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm going to assume most of you probably have at least seen what it looks like, there's fucking ads everywhere. There isn't a place that you can go in most of the city where you can't put your cursor and see no ads. They're all over the place. So yeah, that was pretty quick. There's not a whole lot to go about showing you guys left. It's a really just a simple system and a matter of placing them in the world as we so fit. And it's an ever evolving thing. I'm going to be moving them around and finding the best place to put them as we go.
Yeah, and pretty much I'd say like in terms of development so far, we just keep improving and adding more stuff to the scene. It also make some changes because obviously there was some stuff that we may thought it was a good idea the first time, but the second time we looked at it, we didn't like it. So we have this whole process going on.
Yeah, getting the feedback is definitely something that we have worked into our pipeline. Like we'll start doing some design and working independently, and then we find that okay, it's time that we get some feedback. Hey, how does this look? What do you guys think? And then we get our feedback and make changes to accommodate for that, with the best interests of the players in mind, of course. But yeah, in terms of environment design and prop placement, there's so much left to do. We can always add more. There's details that we can throw down all the way down to from placing large objects and foliage all the way down to trash and decals on the streets and grunge and grime everywhere, all that stuff. Just takes time to put everything in place, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Beans, containers, and stuff like that. Whatever these, anything that can populate the scene could be there.
Is Manchester still in here? Where did he go?
Yeah, I'm here. I just muted
There you
myself.
are. Okay. Yeah, if you guys have anything else you wanted me to show while I was in here, I'm thinking I'm pretty much done with the ads.
Yeah, because usually, in streams we just show the stuff we do. If you want us to show a specific place right now from the things that we have, now it's a good time.
Don't be shy.
Oh,
It's a
there's a
sleek
title.
looking vein.
Got some flat tires.
Yeah, something I'd be excited to think about is having like damage to vehicles and stuff. That seems like a very like intensive system to work on, but I think like eventually we could get there to where you have to actually drive it to the shop to repair it.
That would be awesome, actually.
Or if you don't pay your royalties, your tires get slashed.
Nailed it.
Oh, okay. Wait. Hype Will says things were all muted. Let me check. Don't think you're muted. Where's Hype Will?
Oh,
Okay.
okay, cool. I guess you'd actually need to be.
Um. Okay. So, Hype Will, was there something that you wanted to ask? Like this?
Yeah. So I know that there's been good progress on the Monkey Tower. Um, what would be the progress for like the OG collection? I think you have like the outside, the exterior, and we have the capsules. So I was just interested to see like how to glue those together, or like how far you've come with that.
Uh, Kinetic, you wanna answer that?
Are you asking how we're gonna transition between being inside a capsule and then going into the open world?
Yeah, because I know like we're looking at some of the Monkey Tower design in like the lobby areas, um, and for the Yaku Tower, how much of that do we have, like the common areas and everything? Because we have the capsules and we know what the tower looks like, but have we made? Where are we with the progress of like the actual, common areas and then getting between those capsules? I think that might be a little bit farther out, but like just maybe like the first floor kind of design.
That's a question specifically tailored for Orc, our CTO. He's managing that transition between a wallet based physical property and the open world, because there is that seamless transition that we're hoping to achieve, and we still have the prospect of being able to make it seem like there's no loading screen or anything. But as it is right now, I can't really answer that question. That's an orc an orc question. But when it comes to what we have ready on the monkey tower, we do have the elevators working. So they will be teleporting you down to the base of the tower, but you can interact with the elevators at the base and then teleport, quote unquote, up into this common area. And that's simply because we haven't worked in the actual modeling and the animations for the elevators themselves, but you can go seamlessly between the top floor and the base of the monkey tower.
Yeah, pretty much all the resources for modeling right now, they were for making the city, the buildings and street levels and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So we let that for later. And I think you
Yeah,
said,
no, totally understood. Because
yeah,
yeah, I know it seems like a quick, like it seems almost like easy to be like, oh, you just need to connect them all, but I know it's like a big step. And I think yeah, like a good first step would be kind of like that teleport from your capsule to like explore or things like that. And then I know you guys are really figuring out all the details and trying to populate just the open world as a whole. And then we'll kind of put the pieces together to make everything like look seamless and interconnected and everything.
Hmm.
So I think it's really coming along really nice.
That transition between the wallet based addresses and the properties and the open world is something that I think we're going to nail down really, really soon. But unfortunately, I don't have all the information to answer that question properly. I wish I did, though, because I'm just as excited to find out how it works precisely as you are.
yeah, and probably uh, it's gonna be somewhat hard to have like every corridor or everything inside like an entire tower. So maybe we'll have um, some common areas like a large space probably at the bottom where you can
Hmm.
get probably inside the elevator and transition from the smoothly as smooth as possible like to the area and then get out of the tower or something.
Yeah, that kind of quality of life experience. Like if you exit your capsule, you would kind of think that there should be like some kind of hallway or something where all the capsules would be connected, like in a hotel or something, and then you can go to the elevator, right? So there's that possibility that we end up doing like a generic hallway, so it looks like you're going into a hallway, and then you can interact with an elevator. Because realistically, there wouldn't be an individual elevator for every capsule. That wouldn't work very good logistically, but it's not impossible. I mean, it's the metaverse. We can pretty much build it however however we
Yeah,
want.
Yeah, it just comes
that's
down to what's like practical, and like I feel it could be perfectly fine having something like a directory in the hallway, because in reality, we're gonna have our own capsules, and then you can invite certain people there, so you can either um, tell them like, okay, go to this number, and then they type it in on the directory, and then they end up in your capsule. Um, something like that would be like a good way to transition from like a hallway environment or elevator environment into like a capsule without having
Mhm.
it be so overkill where you need to, have it so specked out that like you wouldn't want like random people just wandering around anyway, right? I don't know. 'Cause
No,
that's
and
what
that,
you have
and
the open world for.
yeah, because being that it's unique to the wallet, and the address is like attached to that owner, they should have ultimate say in who can enter and exit that property or the bounds of the property itself. And the same would apply to a mansion. Anytime you walk inside of those grounds, you're essentially trespassing inside that wallet. So we're going to have those features in place where you can't just walk into someone else's mansion. You have to have some kind of permission or something to that effect. We totally anticipate that being an important aspect of security, if anything.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
and
pretty cool, like the difference between like Web 2 and Web 3, kind of like Web 2, like lobby based. Okay, once the lobby's full, even though it's the same world, you're in a basically a different environment than everybody else, versus something like an open world where you're kind of disguising more of the capacity limits in different ways, either through gated access or whatever, so that you have that sense of control, but also the user gets that sense of like freedom.
yeah, exactly. But that's all in theory, so at least we want to do that. But again, I'd say Orc has the first word in that because it's gonna make all the coding between those connections of different levels. So we'll have to see how this goes. But yeah, it's like a plan, not like a plan, something that we would wish to have in the version, so it looks more natural for you to walk around
Mhm.
the tower. You have the house and stuff like that.
Yes, like right now, the stage we're at is getting this open world area set out and built as like the scaffold for the rest of the world as we scale up. It's super important that we get this started, at least not just conceptually, but like in practicality. We have it built, we can execute it, we can have people join in, walk around, voice chat, multiple avatars, and then we can move on to the next task, that is joining one thing with another. This is like one of the most crucial steps we've been able to achieve, is making the open world accessible to the public. Now that what you mentioned is literally the next big move, is how do we connect the wallets to the open world? And that's it's going to be exciting once we get to that point. Okay, Manches, how do you feel about streaming your surprises?
Yeah, sure. Let me see if I can stream and share at the same time. There we go.
Okay, we can see.
Recording this full screen too. It'd be nice. Um, so here's the surprise. Merry Christmas, y'all. These are all of the playable avatars that I've currently rigged up, including our 3 base male avatars. So we've got first up is Isoka. We're donning him as the default human male avatar, rocking the joystick vest and the robotic arm, some fresh pair of Naruto boots that I modeled myself.
Very nice.
Yep. And then we got our robot, of course. I had to do a little bit of hacking on this one because our robot model's only the upper chest. So I essentially took the head of that and some of like the neck wires and whatnot, and fixated that onto some of our other avatars and changed the skin to give it a little bit of a chromey look. And I think it turned out pretty great for a little hack. I love the emissive glow in the eyes. It's a nice little touch. And also one of my favorite parts is the what do we call it? Not Shisui. Shisui is the Naruto character. The thing that powers the Yaku's. Sesui.
Seisu,
Yep.
yeah.
Seisui.
Seisui.
That's how I say. Yeah. So yeah, we got these are going to be our 3 bases, which are the 3 DNA attributes of the Yaku X avatar. So based on whichever you own, if you own all 3, then you get to pick. But just to start off, you get one of each type of DNA depending on your NFT. And we also have that for Lucy, our female character as well, who's not in this scene just yet. But yeah, it's going to read the metadata of your NFT and pull in the DNA of the character you own. We got the Shinigami here, nice little emission touches on the side there, the mask. Got the studded rocker jeans. And here's our Degen Panda. He's looking good. And of course, we've got the Dino Dog. When I imported this in, I had no idea he'd be this big, but I love it.
Should be bigger almost.
Yeah, for real. We can make him like Godzilla size, maybe. Do
Just
like an
doesn't fit in the
invasion.
doorways. That's all.
Over here, we've got our IMSO, a little monkey. Some awesome texturing details on this. And of course, the last but not least, SMB. So all of these avatars are retargeted to the same animation blueprints, so they all have very similar movements, and it's actually pretty funny when you retarget something like the Dino Dog or the Panda to a humanoid skeleton. They do some pretty funny movements that I could show. Which is going to be, this is the easiest way for us to keep everything consistent and make avatar integration as easy as possible if we have one set of animations that all of these humanoid characters share. So I'll spawn in as Isuka just so y'all can see up close. So we've got our guy here. It's winning right now. So yeah, eventually after the release of Downtown and we get a little bit more time to work on the system, we will have the Yaku X avatars all mapped 1 for 1, which will be really exciting, so that it'll use a socket system to pull in your specific attributes and apply them to your character. So I'm really interested to see how that works. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but I added some Foley design, some sound footprints of different materials. So right now it's just the default footprints. If I go quiet for a second, you might be able to hear it. Maybe.
No, I don't think it's coming through on the stream.
Oh, that's okay. It'll come through the recording. But yeah, this white one here I have as like a gravel, and these boxes all have a wood physics material applied to it. So in the project, the plan is to assign what's called a physics material to all the different surfaces and maybe not all of them, just all the ones that Kinetic is willing to change, um, so that we have different footstep sounds for different materials like concrete, metal, grass, etc. We have, I think, about 5 or 6 different material sounds. So it's a good start. Getting some footprints in here. We'll eventually add in some voice lines and some, I don't know, some grunts or whatever. I'm pretty sure like when you play as Link, when he jumps, he just goes like hup, hup.
Did you record that yourself? Or?
Yeah. I'm gonna do all the sound design myself, guys. So I'm recording. I'm a voice actor. So yeah, that's Isekai. I can be let's do the Dino Dog. He's our man's. There's his... It's actually pretty good.
That looks so
It's actually
good.
pretty great. So yeah, imagine seeing one of these running at you in the Yakuverse. That's gonna be great.
We need more.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, and I was honestly surprised how well it retargeted. It does look pretty good, all things considered. Who else we got? We got the SMB. I still have to adjust his IK rig a little bit because you can tell his heels are off the ground a little bit. But we'll eventually have a horde of a bunch of little monkeys running around.
That's great. That's absolutely awesome.
So yeah, I really enjoy doing the characters. That's not something I saw myself doing, but as soon as I joined the Yaku team and started working on the new avatars, I kind of fell in love with the whole character system because if you think about it, that's like one of the most important parts of the game is the playable character because that's who you are. That's where you're running around as. So we really take a lot of time and attention to detail when it comes to the characters, and I think that's going to be a system that'll be ever evolving. We'll have better animations, smoother animations, and animations for things like vaulting. Like I currently can't grab this ledge, but that's the beauty of the metaverse and of the Yakuverse is that it's going to be a game that'll constantly be updating and changing and getting better, which is, unlike most Web 2 games, just video games in general. A lot of them are on a yearly cycle, like the EA Sports games. You get what you get. You pay $60 and you buy the next one next year.
Yeah,
But
if we have to hire a team of management, like just to manage all the change requests, then we're doing a good job. That's for sure.
yeah, exactly. So it's a game that the graphics will get better eventually with new technology. They already are like the best they could be, which is really exciting. I can't wait to blast this at ultra quality on my PC after I get 100 gigabytes more of RAM. But yeah, here let me show y'all the. So yeah, this is
these
why
guys some barrels who look like Donkey
Yeah.
Kong.
For real. This is just the base third person blueprint level to test out different things. But some attention to detail that we pointed out before is that if I switch to one of the humanoid characters, like the robot, let's say, the IK rig in Unreal Engine calculates traces from the foot for on uneven surfaces and stuff. So if I go up the top of this ramp, you can see that I'm posted up here.
That's great. That looks really good too.
Yeah. So the IK rig is like a super powerful tool. IK stands for inverse kinematics. Don't ask me anything more. That's all I know. I know there's a lot of physics involved with that. I'd never got that far in design school. But
Yeah, you can use
yeah.
it for a lot of different stuff, like even for when you run into the walls to use the hands to block yourself and stuff like that. Pretty much to do procedural actions with your limbs.
Yeah, and I can even I'll pull open one of the retargets and the IK rigs after I show the rest of the characters to give you guys a little bit of insight how these guys are made. But yeah, I use a bunch of different programs to make these characters come to life. I think just in the Yaku X's alone, I've used about 4 or 5 different programs between designing and rigging and animating, all of that fun stuff. But the Degen Panda is pretty funny. His name's Eddie. I don't know why, but that's just how they gave him names. And his animation's super smooth. I love it.
That version of the character is actually the NFT character from Fast Eddie, I think they called him,
Oh, okay.
and he's the guy that started the Rain Protocol, and you may have seen him in a previous trailer that we developed about 2 months ago, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll be the default panda avatar until we get them all in here, which I'm also excited to do. I'm excited to work with Fun Guys and IMSO, are 2 really talented teams that are pioneering the 3D generative avatar space. So we're talking to them pretty consistently. I'm talking with them with Cha Cha Vans 2 to help us develop our system for the vans. So more of that to come. I'll show a little bit of the vans later after I, speaking of IMSO, get evolved. So yeah, here's their monkey, their ape. The skinning on this is really nice. The skinning
Yeah.
essentially tells the accessories and the parts of the body how to move and how to deform, because a mesh is, a static mesh is just a series of triangles or rectangles, depending if it's a quad or a tri mesh. But those can't move until you tell them exactly how they're supposed to move, which is a whole nother thing. Weight painting and skinning is a nightmare, and I don't wish it upon my worst enemy, but it is also very cool. So these what's that?
I said it looks great how it moves. Like if you focus on the legs behind that, it looks really good.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys know how to get rid of these like shadow things, that artifacts?
I don't even know what the
Yeah.
hell those are.
Those are from footprints, I guess.
Really?
Okay.
Thanks, Tips.
Yeah, but
I always thought it was
probably.
just like because the lighting's not built into this scene. I don't know.
How do footprints work? Like how do you make them?
Well, I didn't make a footprint system. That's why I'm curious what
Oh.
these shadow artifacts are. They disappear after
Does
a
it
while,
work
but
like the same way as the trace thing for the IK? Is it a similar method?
yeah, I would imagine. I can go actually into. Let's go into Isaka animations. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. I haven't done anything. I just opened something. There it is. Oh wait, it's not even in this one. It's
It's okay.
in. No, this is cool to
Don't
show.
cuss.
So, yeah, right here, there's these things which are called notifies, would essentially tell you when the foot hits the ground right here. And that's why I added this. Footstep notify is a sound cue for the footsteps. So
Let's see.
I would imagine you would add another cue here that would call on some sort of blueprint to generate a footstep trail behind you, which we
see.
will eventually implement when the time comes. But for now, no footsteps. It's the same thing with tire. I want to do tire tracks or like skid marks with the vans. That would be so cool. Do a burnout. But I've never worked with sound before, so working on the footstep system was pretty fun. There's one for each material. And in the footstep queue, there are 2 sound samples that I have for the concrete footsteps that I have gathered, and you can run them through a random generator, so it randomly plays one of the 2 samples. You can add as many samples as you want to get as much variety as you want, but for me, I did it smarter rather than harder, and I took just 2 of them. It plays it through a randomizer, and it also plays it through a modulator, which modulates the pitch and the max and min volume for each footstep, so that you're not hearing the same 2 footsteps in a row. That kind of breaks your immersion. So that was fun to figure out. Shout out Kinetic for sending me that YouTube video. That was great.
YouTube is awesome.
Oh, it really is. But yeah, besides that, that's all the characters that I have currently. I still have to add in the different Lucy's. I have Lucy in here somewhere. Here she is. She just doesn't have hair. I need to import her hair. So here's our base female avatar. Don't be taking any screenshots. Get your mind out of the gutter. There is also vehicle example map, save selected. This is where I've been testing out the vehicles. The bike included. The bike's not in here, but what is here is our new and improved Cha-Cha van.
Ta-da!
I've been working on getting a brake-like system working. So Kinetic and mine, I created like a material instance so that when the brake is triggered, it like brightens the brake legs, which is pretty cool. It's not working yet, but let's see. I think I have a working possess thing too. Where's Isuka? Okay. So I'm going to spawn in as our base avatar. And I have it set so there's an imaginary boundary around the van. There's an imaginary box that when I get close enough, just like GTA, I can press E to enter it. And it switches me inside of the van. So now I'm controlling the van pawn. There's no character inside yet. We need to create a sitting and driving animation for each of our characters, but eventually what will happen is I'll bring in a control rig and fixate the 2 hands onto the steering wheel so that it turns with the steering wheel and you have an actual animation. So also if I press tab, it switches us to first person.
That's great. That's amazing.
So we
Love
got a
it.
first person driving. Press tab again, takes us out. I intentionally cropped it so that you don't see the steering wheel not turning. So that's something we'll add later. But yeah, like you said, mine. I'm pretty sure I know why it's like leaning into the turn rather than away from. It should be leaning away from it. That's how the physics works. But I'm really happy with the suspension on this. Like
Yeah, the suspension is amazing.
if I
Is that with chaos?
yeah, this is all with chaos.
Nice.
The turning radius is pretty tight, but that's as expected from a Volkswagen van. I could go over these bumps.
Ultimate attention to detail, right?
Yeah.
Hitting the ramps and stuff. Yeah, that's why I didn't make it too fast, because it's a van. But I also kind of like the whoa, the way it dances. Almost does a little cha-cha every time it turns.
Yeah. It's such a joy,
Um,
guys, to drive those things. It's really amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm excited for everybody to drive their van because yeah, that's what I've been working on a lot. So there's a camera system as well that interps, I think is the right word. So if I drag my mouse to the right, I can't rotate it entirely around the vehicle. That's just so nobody gets discombobulated or motion sick. So that you can only turn. I mean, you can still turn all the way around, but it eventually centers itself back onto the van.
How many vans will be implemented in the first launch?
In the first launch, it'll just be 2 vans. It'll be this van and a hover van. So one of each of our types. And then, much like the Yaku X, we will be integrating later in an update a system where you will have your 1-for-1 vans or your 1-for-1 avatars. So everybody will have the chance to drive one downtown if you own a van. So we'll have a spawning system for that as well. So you can just plop in a van. If you own a hitchhiker van, which is our hover van, you could spawn that in as well. I don't have the hitchhiker in here, but there's a lot of videos on our Twitter of it flying around. But yeah, I think let's see. I know that it's got to be the center of mass that's making it do that. So let me see if I can edit that real quick. Which is really cool with chaos vehicles. Don't want to bore you guys with any more technical nonsense, but it has real world engine components. So there's an engine setup right here with a torque curve, which if you know anything about cars is I mean I don't even really know how to describe it. It basically is a depending on the RPM, how many feet pounds or what's that a metric? I don't know what torque is a metric. Feet pound meter grams, meter kilograms. Yeah. But yeah, you can import the max torque, the max RPM, the idle engine RPM, the differentials. We're going all-wheel drive right now. Gear ratios. It even changes the RPM depending on the gears that you have. So the van right now I think is a 6-speed. But yeah, you have the mass in there too. Center mass override. Here we go. That's what it is. Change that back to 0. Let's try that. No, not really. But I'll keep playing around with it. But yeah, let me see if the okay, the get out blueprint's not working right now. But you will also be able to just press E to get out. And I haven't tried this yet, but let me connect my Xbox controller. Oh, nice. It is controller compatible, people.
Dope.
And a lot easier to drive on controller, I will say that.
I want to try this on a driving wheel.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I wonder if. Hold on. Humor me for a second. If you guys tried the new enhanced inputs, that stuff throws me off. Mixed reality gamepad. Oh, it has Oculus. You could drive it with an Oculus.
Yeah, there are some mappings for VR. Okay, so next thing is test drive with driving wheel and then Oculus Rift.
Yeah, I wonder if a driving wheel just uses the gamepad axes, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Test it out.
probably it needs a generic axis that you can map it onto it.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the new improved Cha-Cha van coming to you soon. But that's really all I have. Characters, van, bike you don't get to see yet. That's a secret.
Everything looks great, man. Great job, like really great job.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's super. I don't know, it's super inspiring to see you and mine work so hard in Unreal Engine. It makes me want to get better at blueprinting and developing and stuff. So, yeah, I really have you guys to thank for that.
It's a team effort, brother.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, we're
does
getting
anybody
about-
have any?
Yeah,
Goose-
that's what I was about to say. We're getting about an hour.
Yeah, if anybody has questions about the vans, vehicles in general, avatars, characters, you name it, feel free to ask.
Hey, this is Hype. So, I know for the characters and for the vehicles, starting out, you're pretty much going to be working with the base model until we can kind of get that connection to the metadata and all that. Um, Now, would a different approach kind of be? Would it be easier to have like a kind of like a wardrobe function where you have all of those different clothing designs or vehicle skins, and depending on your, I guess your wallet, um, it'll basically unlock those skins or those clothing items. So it wouldn't necessarily be so much of a copy paste. They would all exist, but they would be only unlocked to certain users. Like, would that kind of be the same mentality? Like, would it be the same kind of technology barrier, or like would it be easier just to have that as like a closet where it gets unlocked? And even if it's not like the stuff that exists in the collection, it could just be stuff like that you can earn through quests, and then it just becomes unlockable in your wardrobe. Like, I know that's our final goal with the Yaku store, but can we do that like earlier before we can, get the hang of the integration with the wallets?
That's a great question. I think just to start off for now, it's going to be mostly just the wallet integration. So the system will be takes your NFT, reads the metadata, assembles your specific NFT for you. What could come later down the road is like you're saying with the Yaku store, being able to buy new clothings and new accessories for your avatar, for your character, and then being able to apply that to your NFT. And I mean, the way that I'm imagining it is that it's a dynamic NFT and updates your metadata in real time and maybe even changes your NFT. I'm not sure how a rendering system like that would work, but um, yeah, I think just for the launch of downtown, we're gonna have the bases of each of these partner avatars and Yaku X's, and until we can figure out that system to implement like dynamic NFTs and stuff, it'll just be that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks. And yeah, it looks really cool. Like all the movements and even like the driving course is like really crazy. Like, it just makes me want to crash them. Like, I just want to get as much air as possible and just crash into somebody. Like exactly like that.
Yeah. There's I can see if I can even flip it. There's a system to like respawn your van if you flip it though, which is nice.
Like
Um,
that was the first thing I did when I got the chat events, and in my test level I added them. I added multiple of those, and I just drove one and it would start crashing into other vans.
like a degen derby.
Yeah, it was pure joy for me.
Yeah,
When I
that's
when I was a kid, I used to play this game called Rush. I think it was 64 or maybe Super. I don't remember, but it was many years ago, and it's basically like a racing game, but it has this mode where you can go in and it's got this giant stunt level, and you just go in there and you crash and you flip and all that. It's amazing, and you just accumulate all these points for doing flips and landing them. It's an old platform, but that it's such a simple system that I'm sure we can easily implement into the open world. It'd be awesome to be able to do that.
yeah.
Dude, you just reminded me of this game. It was for the PlayStation. It was called Twisted Metal. I'm
Oh
not sure if
yeah,
you're familiar with that. Yeah, it
yeah.
was
I
just
played that
like a
shit.
freaking battle arena, and like I think the main character was like an ice cream truck with like a clown head coming out of
Yeah.
it, and
Oh,
like, yeah, you just
oh, you just
freaking just
unlocked the
had
memory.
havoc. Yes.
Yeah, I had if y'all ever played Burnout, that was another one where it had a mode where you can literally just drive into oncoming traffic and you had to generate as much damage as possible. God,
Carnage mode.
this blueprint's so good I can't flip the van. That's honestly a great problem to have because before I had trouble keeping the van upright. So, there is you can press backspace to reset. Oh, actually, right there. I don't even have to be upside down. So if you get stuck or you get flipped upside down on controller, it's start. On keyboard, it's backspace. But we'll have a whole controls thing laid out for you. Oh, can I get up this mount? No, not enough.
Just that torque curve.
Yeah.
So cool.
What will happen right now if you hit a avatar?
Oh, let's
question.
find out. Why won't we?
I guess if it detects the collision, it's just gonna cross it as if it was a pillar or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I
I
think.
assume.
I think ragdoll physics is only a matter of time.
Yeah, until you add like ragdoll physics, the characters just act as very solid objects.
Yeah. But that's another thing too that I need to fix is if you are a character and you like touch the van or get close to it, it like rolls as if it weighs nothing. So I think that'll just be something in the blueprint will tell the van to not like start the engine until you possess the pawn. I think's how it'll work. But yeah, I'm
What
sorry
happens
that you guys have
if
to
you
watch
get
me
out?
have so much fun.
What happens if you get out when you jump from a ramp and let the Tata go? Like if you exit the vehicle.
Um, the exit. Well, right now I just have it set to
Yeah, can
the
you
van's
exit now?
blueprint, but nah.
Oh, okay.
But you will be able to. I'm still working on that. Surprisingly, there's no like good in and out of vehicle tutorials or systems yet. Other than just like possessing the pawn and whatnot. But I'm very happy with this. And then I added I might even add some more camera lag. When you told me about camera lag, mine like way back, that
Oh
like
yeah, I
changed
remember.
everything. It just like gives the van a feel of like so much more speed and acceleration.
Yeah, the weight also feels way better. I think. Especially, I
Yeah.
think you definitely did something with the suspension that you fixed it a lot. I think. No, not
Yeah.
fix it. Actually, you improved it a lot.
Well, uh here's a secret: is I took the default vehicle and built the van around that. Just like we're doing with the avatars. So, the base vehicles in 5.1 are really good. I did this one around the sports car because I feel like the off-road one would have had too much like suspension and stuff, but I customized it to fit the van pretty well.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah, can't wait for everybody to give him a whirl. I think that's, when I log into a game like Grand Theft Auto or stuff, driving's my favorite part, obviously. But yeah, that's all I got.
Hoverboards won't be a thing yet, right?
Not in the initial launch, but we have some tricks up our sleeve.
Any more questions? Or something that you might want to add? Let me check the general chat to see if there's anything there.
Oh yeah, check that.
I'm just waiting for someone type something. I don't know if he's in the chat or no. Let me say. Oh yeah, he's in the chat. He types something. Oh, he says. Yeah, I'm just waiting for someone to type something here. Ask lady.
saw like a picture once with the bikes with the sidecar. Is that ever gonna be a thing?
Bikes with a sidecar? Where did you
Yeah,
see
the
that?
bounty hunter one.
Who knows?
The possibilities are endless.
Exactly. Okay, so yo, what's up, Manses? I'm not near my PC right now, so I'm driving on my phone, but I just heard the editorial thing where you can find probably a certain info. I don't know if you heard about the new AI called ChatGPT, but I can code and answer all sorts of questions. Maybe it can be useful to write code and all, simple to use.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
yeah.
ChatGPT. Yeah, I've heard about that AI before. We've even I don't know if it's the same one, but we've used it in with Cha Cha to like write up business proposals and stuff. It's a pretty crazy tool. But I didn't know that I could code. That's actually wild.
Oh yeah, that image was from a collab thing. With a baby Yoda inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I put that one there.
Yeah, I was about to ask who made that.
Yeah, someone's excellent Photoshop skills, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
It is not a 3D model yet. Let's just make that very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
But
that's
yeah.
what was that?
I would say that the Yoda is added there, the mini Yoda. But the rest it was there. I don't really know if we'll have this in the game. I cannot answer this. It's out of my knowledge. So far, it's just the skin for
Yeah,
the
it would
bike.
be cool for your pet or something like that.
Yeah, maybe also for some robots, some companions or something in the future. Yes.
Yeah, ForgeBots has the companions. It would be cool to have those as not only like playable avatars, but like yeah, little guys that follow you around.
Like mini knittables would look so good.
Yeah, they would.
Okay, I guess it's about time we end the stream here. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. Thank you for all your questions and all your support. Thank you very much. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you for the stream, guys. Been fun.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Good job.
See you guys next week. Merry Christmas.
Also, Merry Christmas.
Happy
And see you next
holidays,
week.
Happy New Year.